Quick update on the Gothic window stuff. Thank you very much for coming by and watching the modeling part. And obviously the next part is doing the texturing. And I've been playing around with Blender, with Voronoi textures and combining them and color ramps and all that. And to tell you the truth, I love Blender, as you know, and that's what this channel is mostly about. But as far as the texturing goes, I'm not very satisfied with what I'm getting. And the other thing is, not that I necessarily plan on bringing the window into Unity or Unreal, but to have a bunch of Blender nodes that aren't going to be useful at all in the in the game engines can be kind of frustrating. I feel like I'd be going down that path with no option to bring the thing in. We really need image textures to do that, and the simpler the better. And so I may show you a little bit in Blender. I know not all of you have Substance Painter, and you're welcome to tinker in Blender. There are some videos. Maybe I can even link you to at least two of them where the Voronoi texture and some extra nodes are used to create a semi-stained glass kind of a pattern that you can use on the glass. But what I'm thinking of doing is two parts. I'm going to show you how you can create a stained glass pattern, sort of like a Voronoi pattern with multiple colors in GIMP, which is free software, because I'm not using Photoshop. You could certainly use Photoshop. But I'm going to create sort of the stained glass image, texture, whatever, in GIMP, and then bring that into Substance Painter, because then I'll be able to get, in my opinion, a much nicer wood texture with some dirt, scratches, grunge, all that stuff that you would probably want in your model, in your texture. And then play around with the stained glass that I create in GIMP, put that into the base color of a fill layer. You could add some metallic to it, some lower the roughness. You can add some noise. You can add some defects in the glass, essentially, and we'll get something that looks okay. Ideally, what I think you would want to do is to hand draw the pattern. And since I'm not that good at that and I don't want to take a long time, we're just going to do the quick and dirty method. So I don't want to disappoint you if you're hoping to see it all done in Blender. I really think that if you're getting serious about texturing, while you certainly can do stuff in Blender, you can do amazing stuff with nodes, but it's not going to be transferable into a game engine. And probably a lot of you are thinking about, making little games and maybe working your way up into doing more serious stuff, in which case you probably are eventually going to be wanting to look at something like Substance Painter and Designer. And those really are the ones that are going to be the best. At least right now, in terms of the industry. If you want to be in the industry, like if you find yourself a free texturing thing, that's great, because money is important, but that's not going to be what's used in the game studios. So you might as well try to get in with the good stuff if you can afford it. And if not, there's nothing wrong with doing it in Blender, and there's nothing wrong even with just working on your modeling. If you're sort of a relative beginner, you can still get, the Gothic window. You can put a matte cap on there or some basic materials, and it'll look really cool. You may not have like a nice pattern on the glass or a nice wood texture, but you can do that, of course, with image maps or whatever. And I'll show you a little bit about that, okay? So there's more coming up with the Gothic window. I hope you're interested in part 2, which is the texturing, because I know a good number of you were interested in the modeling, and I plan to do more of this Gothic style stuff. A good plan, in my mind, is not to jump from a Gothic window to the boiler in the basement. Is to do a few windows of similar but slightly different styles to practice that, to get good at that. All right, then we can move on and we can do other things. So I'll probably do another 1 or 2 windows, or maybe a window and a door, again using the same idea. And if we can get a stained glass, if it's going to be in Substance Painter, then it's in Substance Painter. At least you could see what you could do. And believe me, it's not ideal the way that I'm doing it either. I haven't quite worked out what I want, but we'll get through it. But if we do that, we can do another window. Maybe we can put them side by side or something, and or a door with a little bit of glass on it with the stained glass, so we get a little bit of a theme, a little bit of a group shot of them. So that's what my plan is, and then I'll move on. I'll do more of the Wolfenstein, Uncharted, The Last of Us, and all that kind of stuff. All right, so thanks for coming by, and please subscribe and like the videos and show your support. That'll keep me inspired to spend my nights doing these things for you, because I love to do it regardless of any of that. I hope you're happy. I hope you're getting somewhere and enjoying yourself with it. All right, take care.